Hello there, YouTube. Hi, I'm going to be talking about my Mosin Nagant today. Now, what you're looking at right now is one that I refinished myself. I'm going to post the unboxing video after I'm finished this video. But what I wanted to do was just go over basically what I did to have the finish look like this, which actually didn't take that much work. After degreasing it and everything. So I'll tell you what I did, because I wanted to do it like the least expensive way that I could, because I don't know, not everybody can afford an expensive, good-looking rifle, and these rifles don't usually come very expensive, but they don't come in the most amazing condition either. And the cheaper they are, generally the worse condition they're in. I know that a lot of people can pick them up near where they live for, I don't know, like $100, $150, and a lot of people only go shopping online. So like $150 plus shipping comes to, you know, like $175, $180. And yeah, so what I did, if you're not familiar with this rifle at all, I mean, or any surplus rifle, they all come in this greasy solution called Cosmoline. And a lot of people have requests or have even made videos saying their way of taking it off. A lot of people use oven degreaser, a lot of people some people put lighter fluid. I saw some sort of lighter fluid. What I like to do is I take off all the pieces, and if you don't know how, I'm sure there's many disassemblies. I didn't want to make it really a disassembly video because there's so many out there already. But what you do is you take off all the wood, and for this rifle, I just wiped it down. Really, I took Q-tips to like the parts that were hard to get to. But I really just wiped it down. When I got my SKS in the Cosmoline, I took it apart and I put all the metal pieces in kerosene in a big tub. And the reason I didn't want to do that with this rifle is because how long it is. I couldn't. It's kind of hard to find the right plastic container to fill with kerosene to put a barrel this long in. So I just sort of worked at it and cleaned it with a rag until it wasn't greasy anymore. Now the wood stock, some people like, you know, putting a degreasing agent, an oven cleaner, wrapping it in cheesecloth and waiting for it to absorb and everything. But all I really did with it was I filled up the bath, I don't know, about this much, and I soaked it down with dish soap, because I was trying to do this cheap. I didn't want to have to go out and buy products that I didn't have. So after I was finished degreasing, and you'll see, I'll post the unboxing video, but all these little metal pieces were completely covered in the old varnish, which was kind of disappointing. But I tried screwing them off. I tried undoing them with a little flathead, but I couldn't undo it. I didn't want to force it because I didn't want to, you know, tweak it and put the little, I don't know if it's ever happened to you, put a little, just break the screw, you know, strip it. So I left them on. And I just bought two different grits of sandpaper, about 300 I think, and 150. And I went with the rougher grit, and at first I thought, you know, I'm not going to have enough, because when you start taking off that finish, it really ruins your sandpaper. It completely fills in the grit, and it becomes useless quickly. But I don't know, I bought the smallest pack. I'd recommend for someone else, after having done it myself, I'd recommend getting a bit of a bigger pack. I think I got like 3 sheets of each. So the 3 sheets of the big one went pretty quickly. I didn't end up using all of the lighter grain, but I mean, I'm looking for if I have a piece of it here anywhere. Oh yeah. So this is like the one I ended up with. This is 150. And this is what I actually ended up finishing it with. And what you're looking at, again, to save money in the end, I didn't want to have to buy a stain and then a finish, or like even some products, like I saw Minwax sells a pre-finish that's supposed to treat the wood even more. And I actually got a lot of I got a lot of comments when I posted the pictures of this on Canadian Gun Nuts and Reddit / guns, r/guns, that what I could have done was just wrapped it and then steamed it with an iron, with a clothes iron, and I actually don't have a clothes iron either. I've been meaning to get one for a while, but apparently that sucks a lot of the dirt and crap out of the pores after you've sanded it, like if you wrap it in the cheesecloth. But again, that's more stuff. So all I did was I degreased it, sanded it down, sanded it with a finer grain, made sure that basically all of the older finish was off. I mean, it looks pretty nice. I didn't do an amazing job getting all the little bits out because some of the, like around these little screws here, I don't know if you can see. Maybe I'll bring it a bit closer. But around these little screws, it's kind of difficult to get the all the black out. And I didn't really mind because it kind of adds a nice texture to it. See, even there. Even on these little the metal pieces, I just kept sanding them in one direction with the finest grit sandpaper, and it actually ended up just kind of polishing them. And I didn't bother trying to go around them when I put the finish on, which I'm getting to. I'm going to get to what stain I use, because as I was saying, you can buy a treating thing and then put a stain on, and then you have to put kind of like a weather finish on. There's like usually a 3-step. But what Minwax sells is, sorry, it's a stain, and the poly is the finish I was talking about. It sells, they sell a stain and polyurethane, a 2-in-1. And yeah, that's it, poly shades. I got the honey pine. And you can get this thing's like $8 for the can. So I paid $8 for this. They sell these sponges, because I didn't want to paint it on. I felt like it would get kind of messy. They sell like a sponge that's inside of a cloth that you wipe it on. And I recommend it because it worked amazingly. And just wiped it on, gave it one good coat, of course without the metal on still. And I waited for it to dry with a recommended time. I think it's like 5 to 8 hours. I think I waited about 5 hours, and then I gave it a second coat. And it says after that, if you want it to get darker, apply another coat. So I applied a third coat, and after the third coat I was getting impatient. I sort of wanted to feel what the wood would feel like after, because they always stay kind of sticky. I wanted to see how the grip would feel after the finish dried completely, and it's actually a really nice satin finish. And like I said, I didn't bother trying not to go over the metal because I figure I've gone down to the bare metal now on these screws. I mean, I obviously didn't finish the receiver or anything. On these little screws, I didn't bother trying to go around it because now it's kind of got a little bit of a coat of the poly on it, and it still presses in. It's still great, and you can't tell. It's sort of seamless. So let me try to calculate for you again. The rifle cost me $100 plus the $20 shipping, so $120. The poly shades was $8. That's $128. The sponges were $5. So that's like, well, let's say $135. It's like $133, $135. What else did I have to pay for? The sandpaper. So it came out to about $150 for this rifle in the end. Now I know in the States, I'm Canadian, just to let you know. I know in the States the ammunition is like a dime a dozen. It's cheap, 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 cheap. But here the best you can find, I bought mine on sale. Oh yeah, I should say I bought this rifle on westrifle.com. And they have a great selection because you can actually look at every single one. They have a selection sort of thing. Like, you can look at the ones that are all $100. You can look at the ones that are all like $120, and they're a bit better. And I chose the one with the worst finish because I was looking at the metal on all the other ones, and I was saying, okay, the one with the crappiest, for lack of a better word, finish is going to probably have the best metal because they're just kind of throwing it in that $100 section. Like, they have to kind of group them up. So I looked for the one with the best metal and the worst finish because I knew I was refinishing it. And I recommend getting one from West Rifle. I don't know if they sell to the States, but if you're in Canada, because they do have the cheapest ones. And yeah, I think SFRC, the ammo source, recently had an Easter sale, or it wasn't an Easter sale. It was an end of the long gun registry, which they didn't end where I'm from. I'm actually from Quebec. So piecing together all the clues. They had an end of the long gun registry sale, so it was 19% off because of Bill C-19, and that's where I bought my ammunition. So it was like a bit over $300 for 800 rounds, which should last me for quite a while. You know, it'll be good fun. But yeah, getting to my point, because the ammunition isn't as cheap here, I wanted to try and make the rifle the cheapest. Like, some people have a philosophy of, you know, buy a cheap rifle and get more ammo, because you can't have fun with a rifle without the ammunition. So that's pretty much it. That's my that's how I refinish it, just with this one product. And you don't get the full experience, let's say, of the rifle just on video. I mean, it feels great. It looks so much better than it did before. I'm gonna put up my unboxing video just so you guys can get an idea of it. But yeah, I recommend that. I recommend if you're looking for one of these rifles, and the cheapest one that you can find looks awful as is, I recommend refinishing it because it gives it a whole new look. And that's about all I have to say. Thank you very much.